Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.
This is Colm Mcguigan for IFL TV. Delighted to be joined by Conor Benn in Las Vegas, Nevada. Last time we were in America, you got that win against Rodolfo Orozco. You battled so much up until that fight. We're back again in America. How does it feel this time around?
Yeah, definitely a lot different. Better over here. To be a headline in Vegas, it's a dream, man. So, yeah, for me, it's like time's a healer. We keep it moving, man. I'm excited to get back out and do what I do best.
You seem as if you're in a vicious mood this week, I'll put it that way. Every time I've spoke to you, you look as if you want to fight him there and then. Has he got into your head a little bit, or is it just war mode activated?
No, I've just had a full camp now. You know, for me, it was more like battling my demons when I fought Orozco. It was more of a mental battle for me than anything else. So for me, this is now, a fight that I want to just do what I do and destroy. So I feel like I'm really in that mood to just get in there and do what I do best.
Peter Dobson, what do you know about him? And I know that you probably won't read too much into what he can do, but it's more about what you can do. But what do you know about him, and what do you believe his weaknesses are?
His weaknesses are his mouth. That's his weakness. Does too much talking. That's it.
When he was speaking to you earlier on, he kind of began a little bit shaky, and you spoke about it. Then he heated up a little bit and got into it more. Do you want to meet him in the centre and trade on Saturday?
I'll do what I've got to do. He can run. He can come for it. He can do what it ain't gonna make no difference to my approach.
In terms of you, we seen your interview with Ariel Helwani. Me and you actually spoke about the same thing in Orlando a little bit, but you dive deeper into it with him. Where are you at now mentally, Conor, and do you believe that you're past that stage now?
In terms of legal side, yes, past it. Obviously, we have the appeal, but mentally, I'm still healing from this. It's not like brush my emotions under the carpet and let's pretend everything's okay and pretend I'm okay. I'm still healing from this. Hence why I get so emotional talking about it. It's still healing, man. But time is a healer, and I'm better now than I was 6 months ago. I'm better now than I was when I fought Orozco. So I'm just taking my time with this, and that's all I can do.
You're obviously a family man. The first thing you done after that press conference was walk towards Eli. You do everything for Eli and Victoria, and obviously your new child that's on the way. Does that add more fuel to your fire going into a fight like this against Peter Dobson when you know that they're here for you as well?
Most definitely. And my daughter on the way and my son here. For me, it's like you plan on taking food out of their mouth. No, not on my watch, man. Never in a million years. And if it's either mine or yours, I can assure you now, it's going to be yours.
Coogan done an interview today with Chris Eubank Sr. You won't have seen it yet probably, but he spoke a lot about you. He said that he believes that you need to come through Harlem Eubank first before you would get a chance at Chris, and he would stop that fight in any event. Just your opinion on that?
Yeah, of course Senior would say that. That's because Chris Jr. ain't paying him and Harlem is. That's the bottom line. And, I wouldn't want to be taking food out of, my son's mouth, for anybody. So it's a shame to see, and you can see the relationship there. But, of course he's going to push Harlem. He's only started pushing Harlem since he started working with him. Never before, But it's sad to see. No one's interested in the Harlem fight, just being honest with it. It's a big fight for him, not for me. Imagine having the Eubank name and no one know who you are in boxing. And that's it. The public demand what they want, and it isn't that.
When I spoke to Eddie about this today, he said that he wants the Chris Eubank fight next. It's all in Chris Eubank's hands. You've agreed to it, and it's all down to him. Is that the fight that you want next? And I'm not looking past Dobson at all, but...
Is it a fight I want next? I'm torn. It's like I want to resume my career at 147, but in the same breath, I want to have a straightener with Eubank Jr. So, boxing's a legal way to punch that guy in the head.
Bill Haney has a lot to say this week about you. He believes that you versus Devin is a super fight as it is. Is that a fight that you like?
Bill Haney this week.
Yeah.
What have I missed?
He said that he would love to see you against Devin Haney next.
We can make that fight. Bill Haney was the one who mentioned my name. I never mentioned Haney's name. It wasn't even on my radar. And Haney started piping up saying, "Get off my dick." I'm like, right, talk to your daddy. He's the one who's called my name. Talk to your daddy. Do you know what I mean? It ain't nothing to do with me. So, if you want the fight's there. You ain't got to be disrespectful about it. You ain't got to pretend to be something you're not. I ain't that guy. And you ain't that guy. So let's just cut through that cap talk.
We seen John Ryder last week, unfortunately defeated by Colm Mcguigan. John Ryder's been obviously influential in your career in the gym and stuff, but just a quick word on that defeat and what John has meant to you through the tough times that you spoke about.
Yeah, do you know what? John, he ain't done anything, like in terms of specific. It's just John being John that's helped me get through what I have in terms of looking at cards he's been dealt and situations that have played out in his life that I've just noticed. You observe when you're a young fighter coming through in the gym. You look at the fighters who are above you. You look, you learn, you take things on. When I was 19, a kid, so I met John in a very intimidating environment for me at the time. Welcomed me in, but also saw things John done that helped me get through the tough times that I have. Stand in the gym, stand disciplined, even when you don't feel like train. Even when you're not motivated, stay disciplined. And John always shows up, irrelevant of everything that's gone on. Even fighting in Mexico against Canelo, fighting in Arizona against Munguia. John is one of them people you're around, you take up good principles, good foundations, as a pro fighter. And it's shaped me into the fighter I am now. And as far as John moving forward in his career, whether he chooses to retire, whether he chooses to carry on, I'm happy to see John do whatever he wants to do. I'm happy he got these fights because he deserves these fights to prove himself. And boy, has he done everyone proud. With the Canelo fight, no one giving him even a chance to push him through to later rounds and come on strong. It says a lot about John as a character and as a man.
I spoke to George Liddard and Jimmy Sains, who were so thankful for the opportunity that you've provided for them. How important is it for you to provide these opportunities for young fighters in the gym who maybe without you would never have got an opportunity this early in their career to fight in America or in Vegas?
Joe, it's a blessing because everything always comes around in life. I had a picture with George Liddard when he was working with for a windscreen company when he was a kid. He looked like a kid. He was a kid. More of a kid. He's a young man now, but he was a kid then. And for me, I took time out to take a picture with him, and tables always turn. Always. It's just the way of life. You can't escape that. So, who knows? Maybe I may need to fight on George's undercard one day. When you're humble enough to realise tables can really turn, you're not the be all and end all. Life humbles you if you're not humble. So who knows? That could happen. I may be fighting on George's undercard one day. I may be fighting on Jimmy Sains' undercard one day. I think in life that's what happens. It is just life. Tables turn. Karma can be a bitch if you've been a bitch. So it's entirely up to you how you treat people, and how you treat people they'll always remember how you treated them over anything else. What you've done for them, people will always remember how you treated them over anything.
Last one from me. On the way here, we seen a guy who stopped you from Derby, came this whole way to watch you over in Vegas. Just a message for the fans that have travelled for you and really the people that have supported you through this tough time in your career, Conor.
Thank you. I've said this numerous times. From the bottom of my heart, I wouldn't be where I am without you. So it's a blessing, and it means the world to me. To the supporters all travelling ahead, to the people who buy my pay-per-views, the people who tune in to watch me fight. I wouldn't be the fighter I am. I wouldn't be the man I am. And I wouldn't be the person I am, if it wasn't for you guys. So, I'm forever grateful, forever indebted to my supporters, and I'll always do everything I can to give you guys what you want.
Leave the final word with you. How does it sound on Saturday night against Peter Dobson?
I predict a brutal knockout as soon as I land.
Conor, Benn, always a pleasure. Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Wall Street Memes Casino
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.